What is going on, YouTube? Dad with a bike here, and we're going to take some time today and actually have a conversation about my Two Brothers exhaust. So I've had it on for a few weeks now, and I figured it'd be a good time to kind of give it a review. Also, give it a good time. It'd be a good time to let you guys hear some of the sounds from it. We'll get out and ride, and we'll talk a little bit about, my issues with it. And really what I do like about it. So stick around. But we're going to talk about that in just a bit. So we'll see you all in a minute. That, my friends, in front of us is a McLaren. It's this license plate say Accelerate, and it is a badass car. See if we can get up next to him and take a body shot of that thing, because it's beautiful. Nice car. Thing is pretty. Alright, everybody, well, I dropped y'all that sound clip. That's what she sounds like revving up. One thing I do have to say is that this Two Brothers exhaust sounds epic. And, I had the Vance & Hines before, and the Vance & Hines sounded good, but the Vance & Hines, I don't know if it was the decibel or I don't know what it was, but it really killed me. We're gonna go this way. I think it was the pitch. The Vance & Hines kind of had a really high pitched sound that for whatever reason, it would really ring in my ear. And I dumped the Vance & Hines because I did want to go with performance. The bad thing about a slip-on is you really don't get that much of a performance jump, if any at all. And I was trying to go to a more performance setup because I knew I was going to get the PV3 tuner. I already had the Trask intake, and so, we kind of covered this in one of my other videos. But I've had this Two Brothers now for a few weeks, and I really like it. But there are some bad things, and we're going to talk about the bad things first, and then we're going to talk about the good things first, and then so we'll do that. So the first bad thing we're going to talk about, I think, has less to do with the Two Brothers exhaust than it has to do with Indian and the Scout, specifically with how they've set it up so that you have to monkey with the exhaust pipes, because it is a pain in the butt to get to the exhaust, the bolts itself to take the exhaust out, and you got to have a swivel head and a ridiculous amount of patience to get it to come off. And then it's the exact same experience putting it on. Now, I don't blame Two Brothers for that. I blame Indian for that, but it still was something I was just not expecting would be that difficult, because I've done full system exhausts before, and they've never been that much of a pain in the ass. I bet it took me, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours to get it right, because I kept futzing with it. I kept having little exhaust leaks here and there, but anyway, I clearly finally got it put on, but it did take a lot of effort. What's up, guys? took a lot of effort. But anyway, so the other thing that's kind of bad about the design, and I showed you the little burn mark, so that's from my shoe, not from my boot, from my shoe. And you know, dumb on me for climbing on my bike with boots on, or without boots on. I climbed on with tennis shoes on, but you know, I was making a quick trip, wasn't even leaving the subdivision, and come back and I looked down and I was like, what is that burning? And I looked down and my shoe was melted, and it melted to my exhaust. And I do kind of wish that Two Brothers would have made a heat shield that kind of comes down and covers that little lower piece, because I'm still working on getting that all cleaned off. I got most of it off, but you know, I'm still working on it. I'm probably actually going to have to you know, paint over some of that. But anyway, lesson learned for me. But you know, hey, a design idea for you Two Brothers, if you could put a heat shield that'll fit down there, so you know, those folks who aren't, you know, always sporting nice riding boots don't get a yucky surprise. But anyway, so that's really the only two bads. So we're going to cover the goods, because I think this thing has a ton of goods, and for the money and everything else, it is an amazing full system exhaust. So you know, let's kind of go into that. So first and foremost, the looks. Aesthetically, it is an awesome looking exhaust. I've always loved Two Brothers. You know, whether you get the stainless or you get this one, which is the ceramic black color, you know, as it swings out, it's got that nice beautiful kind of S to it. And you know, it comes out to the tip, and it's got that, you know, carbon fiber kind of look tip to the end, and you can even swap those out. That tip can be swapped out. So aesthetically, it's a really nice looking exhaust, and it's pretty short. So you know, if you're gonna go and chop your bobber, you know, like a lot of guys do to these Indian Scout bobbers, they will go and you know, do the whole fender delete and then do the block off plate in the back, off the back seat. If you're one of the guys that are gonna go do that, dude, I mean, you can't beat it. It's a great exhaust for that. Fits perfectly, looks great in that kind of situation. I think that one, and like the, you know, Freedom makes one that's very similar. I think those two, you know, the Two Brothers and the Freedom, is for that kind of look is bueno, and I like it on mine. So aesthetically, it's awesome. So the sound we kind of already talked about a little bit, because I gave you guys a little sound clip, but it's got a nice throat, or a nice throaty grunt. And if this car was not in front of me, I would get on it and show you, but this car wants to be in front of me. But you know, in a couple of my other clips, you guys can really hear how throaty this exhaust is when I get on it. And you know, that sound, really, that throaty deep grunt, is really what I was looking for in an exhaust. And then, you know, you talk about performance, you know, the performance aspect of it, taking an aside for a minute, we're going to talk about performance for the Indian Scout bobber and the Indian Scout family for a minute. Your best bet on your first performance upgrade that you make is not an exhaust. It's the air filter. Indian, for whatever reason, on these Scouts, chooses to put an airbox on this thing that is so constricting that it chokes. If you put a stock Indian Scout, you know, regardless of what it is, the Scout, the bobber, the 60, doesn't matter, whatever, on a dyno, you're going to see it kind of have this petered out, flat look, you know, on the dyno itself. That's because it just can't breathe. So the very first, you know, performance tune that you should do really is that air filter. And of course, when you do that, you know, you want more. And you know, you're going to want the a tuner, and you're going to want the exhaust. So, you know, from a performance perspective, that's the best place you can go spend your money. And then of course, next up is going to be that sweet exhaust.
Now on a performance side, I don't have my numbers yet because I'm still waiting to get my appointment for my dyno, so I can go take this thing and get it dynoed. But I'm sporting the Trask intake, PV3, which I've got a tune from Fuel Moto on specifically for the Trask intake and for the Two Brothers exhaust. I'm pretty certain my numbers are going to be insane because I can grab a handful of throttle on this thing right now. Well, not right now because douchebag's in front of me. But I can grab a handful of throttle on this thing, and it does, like, it pulls the front end up. Front end up comes off the ground quite a bit on this one. Now, I'm not out riding wheelies or anything stupid like that, but, you know, it'll pull the front end up. So, you know, it's definitely the combination of those three things, you know, definitely has, you know, proven to be pretty damn awesome from a power perspective. But anyway, you know, I don't want to take up too much time talking specifically about that, but I can say that from an owner's, you know, review of this Two Brothers exhaust, aside from the annoyance of installing it and the lack of that heat shield down there that took my shoe off almost, it is, there we go. I gotta be careful, there's cops always around here. Yeah! Anyway. Oh, she's fast. I love it. Do yourself some justice. Look into this Two Brothers exhaust. Sounds great, performs great. Not that expensive in the grand scheme of things. So anyway, so we're gonna cut this off here because I'm about to jump into some very technical riding, and I don't want to talk while I'm riding. But if you like this video, you found this stuff kind of helpful or whatever, and you found it beneficial, you know, do me a favor, hit that subscribe, like, notify thing. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers. I've got like 900 now, and when I hit that 1,000, I'm gonna do a giveaway. And it'll be awesome. Be my first giveaway on this channel. So anyway, I'll catch y'all later. Y'all be good and nice to each other, and be safe. Peace.